Welcome back to Wretched Guns and Gear. Today we are answering the question of what would happen if a Iceman needed to make his own body armor in the woods to survive an ambush. Today we are going to answer that. Up first we have our sad looking little Iceman, little midget.
What are you calling a midget? What are you, 5 foot nothing?
We got his first plate we're going to test. Just a solid chunk of ice. Not too thick. He does have some vitals that we're going to see if we can get to. Our second plate will be just like this, but with tile in it. We're using just water and duct tape, of course, because you got to have duct tape in homemade body armor. So let's start shooting. All right, up first, we have our Ruger SR22. We're going to shoot just the ice plate. Put your predictions in the comments down below. I think 22 is going to break that ice chunk up pretty easily. But let's try it. So my predictions were correct. Just shattered it. And then we have our organ, which is leaking through because we got a hole right there. I honestly didn't think it'd go all the way through. I thought it just busted up. But let's keep shooting it. All right, so here's our second plate. Still in the pan, just for extra support. Duct tape so they can help hold any shrapnel in. Let's try it out. All right, we are about probably 10 to 12 yards away. We're going to try the 22 again on the ceramic plate. Let's see what she does. Didn't even budge it. Let's check it out. All right, so there's our little entry hole. Nothing on the back. Wasn't too surprised about that. All right, so up next we have the Ruger SP101 shooting 357 Magnum. We're going to skip the 9mm because I don't think it's going to go through, and I want to try to save it as much as possible. So we'll try this. I think it's just going to knock everything over and not go through. Kind of surprised it didn't knock everything over, but you can see we have tile falling out, some ice, blew a hole right through the front there. And nothing out of the back. Somehow we got a little cracking on the ice. I don't know if I'm just smacking it. But I kind of figured it would have knocked everything over, but it didn't. So let's move up to 44 Magnum. All right, up next we have the 44 Magnum. I got 2 rounds in there. I'm going to take a shot at the top headpiece and then the body armor. We are using some 305 grain bear loads. So if this doesn't knock it over, I'd be kind of surprised. But let's test it. All right, that was our headshot. It only helps to have body armor if you get shot in the body armor. Round 2 going into the chest. Yeah, that packs a punch. So it didn't make it through, but it like cut a hole. There's ice showing, but there's no hole. So it stopped, but it definitely hurt. Up next, we have our AR-15 with our Hoffman Tactical Lower. We are going to shoot with a green tip 5.56 and see what happens. All right, so that stuff's heavy. On the bottom there's our little hole, and there's the big hole coming out the back. So it did not stop it. All right, up next we have a AK. Shooting 7.62 by 39 at it. I'm gonna try hitting the center and see if we can stop this. Place your bets. I'm thinking it's going through. Hit right in the center with that AK round, and it just got demolished. But there's no hole on the back from that AK round. That's pretty crazy. That ceramic just ate up that Full Metal Jacket. That green tip went speeding right through. But let's see if we can hit it down here with a 308. All right, so up next we have our 308. We're shooting 150 grain Full Metal Jacket. I'm going to try to hit where I haven't hit yet and see if it stops. Place your bets down below. Right where I was aiming, surprisingly. And that 308 went cruising right through. It did a little damage to that ice chunk. But hey, if you're ever wondering what you would need if you're out in the woods, had a tile store around, access to running water that you could freeze a bunch of tile into, well, you'd be good to an AK round, at least a couple of them. All right, I got one more ice block that has liquid vitals. We're going to shoot it with the 308 and just see what happens. So cleaning up my mess here. And that 22, that first shot, that went through the body armor, looks perfectly fine in there. Thanks for watching. If you have any ideas for homemade body armor you want to see tested, let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you for watching. God bless. See you next time.